Hello Scorpio, this is your November 15th and November 30th, 2016 read. For the main read, I'm going to use the Morgan Greer Tarot again. I'll try to pick up the deck here. That's the back. Getting a lot of great messages, so I'm going to stick with it. And this seems to accompany greatly, so Saints and Angels Oracle cards, again for this month. I usually like to switch them up, but it just seems to be fitting well, and I don't know if I'm just in that mode to stick with it, but there we go. As usual, I've already shuffled the deck. That's kind of pushing in. That's interesting. Do we need this? Okay. Stay. Alright, we're going to put those down for a second. I'm actually going to flip out. Okay, your reading has really got a lot going on here. As always, I let the cards come out as they need to. I read the cards as they present information to me. And there's a bunch going on here. Your overall energy is the Magician with the triumphant little 9 of rods, which is not little, but this card really caught me in the beginning. And I'm just going to be flat out honest with why. I feel like this card can go this way or this way for you, which basically means the way I'm getting the information is using your talents and abilities for the better or the worse, and it's depending on you. And I feel like either way you win out. It's just going to depend on the quality of your win. I want to also say, just as fair game, fair warning, what you put out, you're going to get back. So if you kind of use your abilities in a negative way, it's going to come back and get you. If you use them in a good way, you're going to reap those rewards as well. It seems to be important to say that everybody has things in life that go a certain way. I'm getting like there's a person that's flashing in my head right now that I know who's a Scorpio. Good person, but can get very caught up in their own anger sometimes, or their own, what word do I want to use? Dissatisfaction with certain situations, and they can kind of like, they can get their point across quite well, and it just always comes back to haunt them. Not a bad person that I'm thinking of, just, it's a good person that usually, I've seen that come back on them a couple times. I haven't been on the receiving end of it, but just fair warning. I feel like you're going to get what you want either way. It's just how it comes back to you. However you put it out is how it comes back. That's just what I'm getting here. Again, in the very beginning of this time frame, your crowning card, like this is in the top two. It's like you're winning. You're winning in a good way. Not like, I'm just going to not even say that reference, but you're doing well. You're getting what you want. Things are, like, you got what you want. You got a lot of hope, a lot of action on your side. This guy sometimes comes through as actually a physical movement. I know swords are air, but sometimes he comes through as physical movement for me. I get a lot of hope, a lot of things going forward, getting things started. Like, I almost feel like in your case, conversations that are married with action. Like, you may be saying and talking, but you're also doing at the same time. And around you, like, people are just, like, people are getting along with you. People are getting along. People are very happy getting along. This actually goes like this towards the future for you. A lot of good things for you going on socially, which is, again, why that comes back to me, like the Magician. If you use your resources in a good way, in a positive way, this continues. If you don't, I mean, I just feel like whatever you put out comes back, and it keeps coming back. It's like keep reminding them. So I feel like there's a situation that you feel you've decided should work out a certain way. It just needs to work out a certain way, and it's just the right thing to do. And I feel like it is going to work out a certain way. But like if you come across really strong and a little spiteful, okay, it's gonna come back. But if you can like just use you're strong either way, I feel. But if you can be, at least try to be kinder, like your true feelings may come out anyway. But if you try and like show that effort, like you're trying to be nice, like I feel like the people around you, especially those who know you well, are gonna like stand up for you and be like, you know what, she was trying or he was trying. I don't mean to be gender specific here, but my Scorpio friend or buddy was trying to be nice to you. It's just that you really did this, and that's why it came out that way. But that was them being nice to you. Like they're gonna back you up. I just feel like that. But if you come through spiteful, I feel like people are gonna be like, oh, that's gonna be a shit show. I don't want to be a part of that. Sorry. This card has come up. Who did this come up with? I think this came up with Pisces. And I'm getting, this guy is just like very prominent today for me. And I feel like this comes back to you doing it however you went through and did it. I feel like if you are going the good route and you're trying to be good and trying to be nice to people, I feel like you're looking at the situation and you're kind of like, you know what, I did what I could. And if some people aren't on board, well, that's fine. But I did my best to get, to help people get on board. If you're kind of in the spiteful arena, I feel like you're kind of enjoying other people getting their just desserts. I try not to be negative. It's just honestly how it's coming through. So I don't feel it does you any good if I just BS you. I'm trying to be careful how I say things, but this is honestly how this is coming through. I'm seeing this. This is honestly how it's coming through. I feel like there's a couple, and one of the people, somebody who's coupled, is interested in you. And I feel like you're flattered. That's partly how this is coming through. It's honestly going to depend on your life. How far that flattering goes, like, it's kind of like this part is jumping to the end for me. Whatever happens here, and some of you just might, like, I don't feel like, for some of you it's just like the acknowledging and being kind of flattered by it. Like, I don't feel like that works out in your favor in the end. But I think I feel like you feel responsible for something going forward. And I don't know how far this goes. It's going to depend on your life. Some people go farther than others. But basically acknowledging it, I feel like you have a little guilt going forward. And I feel like when you acknowledge it, like, again, this can go, how far this goes is up to you in your life. Some of you are just going to acknowledge it, but when you do, I think it eggs whatever person has shown you interest. They show you interest again. Like, they take that as kind of like a green light situation. You may not have meant it as a green light situation, but they're taking it that way. Again, I'm keeping in mind that there's a lot of different people watching this. For some of you, you are actually going to, you're going to get involved with the person that's already coupled. I don't really know how many of you are actually going to do that, but it's definitely acknowledging it. Again, when this happens, I also feel like this person is really interested, and whether you're male or female, or they're male or female, I'm not really worried about that. But whatever happens here, no matter what level of the acknowledgement, even if it's just like you're flattered and you just kind of move on from it, which is fine. Or if you actually do hook up with this person, your life, your business, and I don't really know if you're gonna or not, so I'm not judging anything there. Whatever happens here, that person comes back again, like not long after. And I feel like when they come back and they try to get you, interested again, or they try to get a little closer to you, I think at that point you're just kind of like, it's interesting. At first, I think you kind of like just fluff it off, and I think you just kind of move on from it, because I don't feel like whatever the flattery was, however far it went, I feel like it was just like, all right, yeah, let's just move on from it. And I feel like you're just kind of like trying to brush it off, like, you know what, let's just move on. What happened, let's just move on. And the other person really likes you, and they feel like a little jilted about it. But I feel like at first you kind of like fluff it off, but when you realize that no, they meant it, and they're just kind of still coming at you a little bit, I think you're kind of like, oh, what have I done? Like, even if you just acknowledged the flattery, you're just like, I didn't realize it was going to go like this. I didn't realize what was happening. It's coming back, like, especially, it's coming back right now, some information about when this happens, the flattery. Some of you are actually going to watch this before it happens and will not take it too far because of that. But I still feel like the other person will realize that you're flattered, or that you weren't offended, at the very least, and it's still going to come around. But I feel like some of you will handle it a lot better, basically from watching this, because you'll see it before it happens. They're telling me no matter if you see it before or after, there's going to be a learning experience situation here. Like, you're going to learn about you. It's supposed to happen. How you handle it is up to you, but the situation will happen. Okay. Granted, it's a general read, so maybe this won't hit for you at all, because it is a general read, but I'm getting for the people who actually watch this and it's connecting for, it's meant to be a learning experience. And I feel like a lot of you are just gonna kind of try to like be flattered and walk away and act like it was not much. But a few of you will go a little farther. This is where the Magician's coming in again too. Like, that's becoming really prominent. Like, okay, so when you see that, I feel like this person who comes towards you, they're attractive to you. You like them, but they're coupled, and now it becomes like, if you do what you feel is the right thing, it comes back around and it's easier to deal with. If you kind of go with the moment and just let your feelings take over and do something that maybe you wouldn't normally do, you're just kind of like going with it, it's going to come back. However you handle this, the situation comes back around. And I feel like it's either going to, like, if you kind of like, if for whatever way you feel is the best to handle it, and you kind of say back off from it, I think it's going to bother you that, you know, you actually want to be with this person, but you can't, and that will be the burden side of it. If you do, if you do indulge yourself and actually maybe hook up with this person, which is your business, if you do, I feel like that'll come around, and I feel like you'll feel really guilty about it. Because either way, I don't feel like you really like how it works out if it goes whatever way. Because this person, I feel like, is, like, they might regret what they did, but they still, like, they like the attention you give them, and I feel like they're into the attention. And they just kind of need, like, whatever's going on with them, that couple, which is not coming to me, that's between them, and I feel like this person is looking for just like a emotional break from it, but not like a permanent break, just like a timeout break, like just a timeout, like you would take in a game or something, like just a timeout before you get back in the game. Are we getting anything else with this? Okay, so this is interesting, because as you're going into this time frame, things are going your way. There's a lot of good things around you. You're saying and doing, you got things going on. As you get in, whatever the situation, this person, I feel like this person like flatters you, or in some cases I feel like you might just like be like humorously just like saying how you think they're attractive or whatever, and then they kind of run with it. I feel like however that plays out, I feel like it's kind of like a spontaneous quick thing, and you move on from it. And you try to just be like, oh, you know, it's fine, whatever, things happen, moving on. But I feel like this person, he or she, whatever this person may be, comes back in your life and kind of like tries to like get more of your attention, or tries to get you to repeat a situation if you went a certain distance with it. And I feel like you're not cool with it. Whatever way it turned out, the person that came at you tries to come again because they feel like they got positive reinforcement, however it played out. And when that happens, you're just not cool with it. You don't like it, and you kind of feel like stuck, like, now what do I do? That type of feeling. There's a lot going on around you, and I feel like you're very magnetic at this point in this situation. I think that what they're telling me, the whole purpose of this, if this is connecting with you, is to realize, be careful how far you go, because it's gonna come back around. Like there's like usually things come back around anyway, but it's not gonna be long. Like they're telling me it's not gonna be long. Like whatever you do, it's gonna come back around fairly quickly. Just be aware of it and decide for yourself what you believe is right or wrong when it happens, and stick to what you are willing to take as a repercussion because it's coming back around, and if you handle it in a way you feel is correct and fair and just, it will come back to you the same way, truly fair and just, like not just like talking yourself into a solution. What do you call that? Not justifying it with words, but like truly you feel like that's the correct thing to do. Go with that. I really highly recommend that. If you just kind of go with it and just like consequences be damned, consequences are coming back fairly quickly, just so you know. Of course, let me know in the comments below how this affected you. I definitely like when people leave me comments. I try to get to them as much as I can. Life has been crazy busy lately. If you want a direct reading from me, just shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com, james4astral@gmail.com. Thank you.